Alrighty, what's up everybody? Peter Gilmore here. Fresh cut! Back you again with another video right here on Killer of Demons 669. Thank you all for watching on this very late Christmas Eve, as officially is now 12:20. It is now officially Christmas Eve. Is officially my fucking birthday. So it is Christmas Eve. So Merry Christmas to everybody around the world, wherever you may be. Japan, China, London, England, Ireland, whatever you may be. Merry Christmas. Everybody, hope you get what you want. And if not, well, you can always go to the after Christmas sales this weekend at your local store. And get them before New Year's. We'll see what happens with that. So, yes, it's officially my birthday. I am at ripe old age of 43. Almost hit my midlife crisis. So, another year, another age, older. I don't feel it. I don't look it. I've looked the same since I was 21. So, it is fine. Now, hair's been different for like the last 20 some odd years, but it is what it is. So, that's all I gotta say about it. So, Merry Christmas, everybody. I already got a couple of birthday wishes on Facebook. You can hit me up via Twitter with your happy birthday wishes at my Twitter link, which is down below. And hit me up via Facebook. Just type in Peter Gilmore, you'll find me somewhere, and you can leave me your happy birthday greeting or whatever you want. And that's all I gotta say about that. So thank you for all so far for the people that have sent me happy birthday wishes. Thank you very much. And I'll be getting more the next few hours and into tomorrow. And that's basically it. So yeah, thank you very much. All right, on this Christmas Eve, late Monday night, Christmas Eve, it is time for your late night Monday night taped Raw review for December the 23rd, 2019, the Christmas edition of Monday Night Raw. And this was bad. Very bad. I mean, it wasn't that let me rephrase that. It wasn't that bad. It was taped last Monday night, right after Monday Night Raw went off the air at the Barclays Center. Not the Barclays Center, in Des Moines, Iowa, I should say. I was thinking of SmackDown was at the Barclays Center. So we had another episode from Des Moines, Iowa. Next week they're going to be in Hartford, Connecticut. And I don't know what, I think SmackDown's in Detroit this week. I don't know what SmackDown is this week. But SmackDown should be a good show. With Daniel Bryan taking on The Miz and King Corbin for the #1 contendership to Bray Wyatt's title at the Royal Rumble. I think you might know who win. I think it's gonna be Daniel Bryan. I'll be shocked if it's I'll be shocked if it's The Miz. If it's King Corbin, I'm gonna be very pissed. I don't know why Corbin's getting all this fucking bullshit. He sucks. He's a good heel. It'll make no sense to have two heels go at it. Since Bray Wyatt's kind of a tweener. We'll see what happens this Friday night on SmackDown. And I will give you my full review probably Saturday night or or sometime Sunday. I don't know. I'll see what I can do Sunday because I might be going out to get some after Christmas stuff at the mall. Misses. So we'll see what happens with that. And hopefully I get home in time for the Niners game, and then I can do my SmackDown review before anything else, before we get to New Year's Eve, and that's all this good stuff. So let's get to the review. Let's not waste any time. I already wasted already. So, like I said, Monday Night Raw came from Des Moines, Iowa, and it was a meh show. We start off with man Kevin Owens, Kevin Steen, whatever you want to call him, and he has a lot on his mind, so he gets on the mic. I was about to talk, but then Mojo Rawley comes out, all people, and he wants an apology. Kevin's like, I'm not giving you no apology. Mojo says Kevin needs a reality check. Then Kevin says they have a match coming up, and he's gonna kick his ass once again. Last week, Mojo says everyone is tough with a steel pipe, and says it won't be a Merry Christmas for Kevin and his family. So we'll see what happens with that as we get into the no disqualification match. So I gave that first part of the segment 2.25 out of 5 stars. We get to the match. Match wasn't great. Not much was used. Maybe a couple of chairs. That was basically it. They brought the bell. Go to the floor. Kevin hits the apron cannonball. And then he tosses some chairs in the ring. He gets a table. He sets it up, and Mojo attacks him with some chair shots to the back. And he throws it, and then he folds up the table and throws it out in the ring. So the fans got pissed. Then he slams Kevin onto the chairs, goes for a near fall. Then he sets up 4 chairs together and hits some chair shots. Takes Kevin up top. Kevin fights him up, but Mojo press slams him onto the chairs. Ow. Covering for a near fall. He follows up with some strikes. And then Kevin hits a super kick. It's a swanton bomb for a near fall. He gets the table, sets it up near the ropes. And then he hits the stunner. Then he hits the pop-up powerbomb through the table to finish it. 1, 2, 3. So it was an okay hardcore match. I gave it 2.25 out of 5 stars. You know, it is what it is. But that's all I'm going to say about that. You know, I just don't know why Kevin Owens was fighting Mojo Rawley of all people, but it is what it is. Afterwards, Kevin calls out Seth Rollins and the Authors of Pain, AOP. They come out. They start walking, then we go to break. We come back. They arrive in the arena. Seth begs off and doesn't want to fight. He offers a hand Kevin for a little handshake, like a little truce. Kevin then super kicks him. And then the AOP attack. They beat him down. Seth joins in. Goes for the blackout stomp. Kevin cuts it off, but AOP attacks him. Then Seth starts yelling at Kevin. Hits the blackout. And you hear Samoa Joe on commentary. We'll talk about Samoa Joe later. Calling the AOP thugs. And he is pissed. And wouldn't you be too? It is what it is. So the ongoing feud between the AOP, Seth Rollins, and Kevin Owens continues. I think it's going to continue all the way up to the Royal Rumble. But they're going to have a match. I think Kevin Owens will beat Seth Rollins. Be a big statement match for him. See what happens with that. If he gets a WWE title shot, which he really should get and win. That's just my opinion. And we'll see what happens with that. So I gave the match 2.25 out of 5 stars. The Aftermath I gave 2.5 out of 5 stars. And that's pretty much all I got to say about that. Alright, then we get some segments from this past weekend with R-Truth in New York City with referee John Cone and Akira Tozawa as well. And he's in New York City. He's looking to light the Dwayne The Rock Johnson tree. I think he means the Rockefeller Center Christmas tree. And then we see Akira Tozawa come from behind, pins him for the 24/7 title. And then we see more of this later. I mean, we had Santa Claus in there. We had them riding some horse-drawn carriages. But I think you know who gets the belt back for the 24th time. God. I don't know. I know this was just used as filler. I don't think it was needed, though, but it is what it is, and that's pretty much all I gotta say about that. Alright, then we go back to the arena in Des Moines, Iowa, with our next match. Bobby Lashley taking on a man that's been getting buried for a while, Cedric Alexander. Not a bad match per se, but it kind of got ruined by Lana's in-between match promo. So stupid. So Lana's at ringside, and Lashley's in control, slamming down for him, so strikes Alexander, fights back, hits a head scissors and a drop kick, then a moonsault to the floor. Then Lana, like I said, gets on the mic, starts distracting Cedric Alexander. She gets to the ring, starts running Cedric down, talking about her wedding, not wanting Lashley hurt. I don't know why. So I can't even say it. She suggests a Greco-Roman wrestling match. Yeah. I don't know what the hell that means. It means I guess you can't use you have to use real wrestling holds like amateur wrestling, like you see in high school and college, I guess. So we're gonna see some stupid crap. So they get that, and then a break. We come back. Alexander's in control with some chops. Hits an insanity, and then follows up with a penalty kick. Lashley comes back, but Alexander comes back with a drop kick. And Lashley turns him inside out with a lariat. And then he starts grounding and pounding Cedric. Cedric fires back, runs into a flatliner for a near fall by Lashley. Lashley slams him and celebrates. And then Cedric comes back with a dropkick, followed by another enziguri and a springboard form and a suicide dive, using full control. Then he hits a tope and a back handspring kick, which got a near fall. Lashley comes back with a Dominator. He goes for the spear, it's countered, but Lashley cuts him off with a spine buster. And then the spear to finish him off. So Bobby Lashley gets the win. And, really, if Lana wasn't talking, I would have gave this match maybe 3 out of 5 stars. But I scaled it way down because Lana had to ruin the fucking thing. Plus the commercials ruined it as well. But I gave the match 2.25 out of 5 stars. But, Cedric gave it his all. Gave Bobby Lashley a run for his money. But, he looked pretty strong. I just don't understand why they're burying him. I mean, they give him the Cruiserweight title. He goes on a nice run with it. And then now he's just being jobbed out. Why? Why don't you just bring him to NXT? Let him go after the NXT Cruiserweight title. Let him face Angel Garza and guys like Leo Rush, Jack Gallagher, and the like. Send him to NXT. I just don't get why they're misusing this guy. Not again, but they're misusing him. They're putting him against stupid freaking bigger guys than him, and he's getting jobbed out. He should go to NXT, go for the Cruiserweight title, have some good matches with Leo Rush and Angel Garza. Let him be a star in NXT. Come on. I mean, Hunter, are you listening to me here? Bring Cedric Alexander to NXT. I want him to be in NXT in the year 2020. I'm getting sick of him on Raw, jobbing out to like Drew McIntyre and Bobby Lashley and everybody else. Freaking sick. Stupid. So we get that. We find out that next week Lana and Lashley will get married. And as we all know, ladies and gentlemen, weddings don't usually go as planned. Absolutely. You know who's going to be at the wedding. That guy named Alexander Rusev. So Rusev's going to ruin the wedding. And going to have another fight. And then that's going to continue New Year. All the way up to the Royal Rumble where they have another match. I don't know if there's going to have another stipulation. Like a no-holds-barred match. Or a last man standing match. What they really should do is have a match with Lana in a shark cage, like somebody mentioned before, I think on Twitter or something, on the Joe Cronin show, I forget which one it was. And have Lana in a shark tank above the ring, and the winner gets Lana. But have Rusev win, and then get back together with Lana. Everybody's happy. It's Rusev and Lana Day. And Bobby Lashley, got used. But they're not going to do that because it's going to continue this stupid storyline all the way up to WrestleMania. It's just a stupid storyline. It needs to fucking end. But it's the biggest thing on TV. It gets a lot of views on the YouTube channel. It needs to end. It's getting pathetic. That's all I gotta say about that. So, we'll see what happens next week, live in Hartford, Connecticut, with the wedding of Bobby Lashley and Lana. Personally, I don't give two flying you-know-whats about it. And, that's all I gotta say about that. Alright, after that, we go backstage with Charlie Caruso. Interviewing Seth Rollins. Rollins starts ranting about Kevin Owens, and he says Owens keeps picking fights with him and the AOP. So, we'll see what happens with that. And that's pretty much it. So, we'll see what happens with that as we continue on with the show. So I gave that 2.25 out of 5 stars. Then we go back to the streets of New York City. See Akira Tozawa walking the street, trying to get away from R-Truth. He stops by, I think a place where they sell Christmas trees. He hides behind the Christmas tree, but Truth finds him, and then him, John Cone, and Akira Tozawa run away, and the chase continues for the 24/7 title. Filler. We got that, and that was basically it. And yeah, we are going to move on from there. All right, then we go to your we had a lot of squash matches on this show. We had not one, not two, not three, but 4 squash matches. Great TV! That's why this show fucking sucks. I know Heyman wants to give guys like Drew McIntyre, like Eric Rowan, wins here and there and push them a little bit. But I mean, really, do we have to see squash match after squash match after squash match with Johnny Jobber every week? It's getting to the point where I don't want to see jobber matches anymore. I want them to fight somebody. I don't care if it's No Way Jose. Or some other jabroni on the card, like Titus O'Neil. Or whoever's on the Raw roster, put them in a match against them. Anyway, so we got Drew McIntyre taking on Woo Woo Woo. You know it, Zack Ryder with 2 minutes suckfest. Ryder barely got any offense in, and Drew McIntyre won the match with the Claymore kick, and that was basically it. So I gave that 1 out of 5 stars. Didn't give a crap about it. Typical squash match. Afterwards, Ryder gets hit with a Future Shock DDT. Then he basically beats the crap out of Kurt Hawkins. Hits him with the Claymore kick. And Drew gets on the mic and says that was fun, and says his victims had fun as well. And he says 2020 will belong to him. Now, does that mean that he'll win the Royal Rumble? I don't think so, but you never know. I would love to have him win the Royal Rumble and face Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania. Be fresh, it'd be new. I don't think he's gonna win, but we'll see what happens with him. Brock's gonna be leaving probably after the Saudi Arabia show, whenever that's gonna be. It's gonna be late April, or I would think maybe June or July. That's Brock's last match in WWE. He's not coming back. He's not gonna sign another contract. He's gonna leave wrestling for good and go back home, bang his wife Sable, have another few kids with her, and that's it. And we'll probably never see Heyman on TV again. Heyman's gonna stay in the back, and write and produce Raw. That's all that's gonna happen. So after he loses the belt either at WrestleMania or the Saudi Arabia show, we're not gonna see Brock anymore. So get ready for a new champion, new WWE champion, either at WrestleMania or at the Saudi Arabia show, at Super Showdown 3 or whatever they're gonna call it. We'll see what happens with that. So we'll see what happens with Drew McIntyre as we go on in time, and I assume he's gonna be in the Royal Rumble. He might be it might be a favorite to win, but right now, if you had to ask me who's gonna win the Royal Rumble, I would say either Bobby Lashley, Drew McIntyre, or the rumored guy, Velveteen Dream. But they can go in so many different directions over the next month. So we'll see what happens with that, and then that's it. All right, then we go to interview with the man, Becky Lynch, the Raw Women's Champion. She arrives. Says that since the birth of the man, she does better taking things into her own hands. She's the face of the company and doesn't need to be protected, and she wants a piece of Asuka. She says she won't take no for an answer, and since Asuka's the only one to beat her fair and square, and she needs to collect on the debt, calls Asuka out. Asuka comes out with Kairi Sane, the Kabuki Warriors, and Kairi. I don't know what's the status of Kairi right now. I think she's still gonna be out probably till the Royal Rumble, which we're out till February at this point with that. I don't know if she has severe concussions. I don't know what the hell she has. WWE's being so shh about it. I think Kairi right now is just gonna be there with Asuka to cheer Asuka on. I don't she might get involved in the match at the Royal Rumble, but I don't think she's gonna be clear to wrestle anytime soon. And those women's tag team belts are probably gonna be coming off them pretty soon too. I thought they were gonna have a match at the Royal Rumble for the women's tag team belts, but obviously they're not gonna go with that now unless Kairi gets cleared to wrestle by the Royal Rumble. I doubt that. So it is what it is. So we get that. So they come out and Asuka starts mocking Becky for losing at TLC. She starts ranting and raving in Japanese. She wants to become Asuka 2 belts. So Becky's like, well, name the time and place, and I'll put the title on the line. Then she starts talking in Japanese, drive her point home. And that was it. So short, simple, to the point. That's what WWE should start doing. Not these stupid, long-ass fuck promos. Let's get to the point. What do you want to do? I want to put my title on the line. I want to face you. And I'm going to beat you. And I'm going to keep my title. And blah, blah, blah. That's it. And then you start building up to the Royal Rumble or whatever pay-per-view you're going at. Short, simple, to the point. That's what this segment was. And it was pretty good. So I gave it 2.5 out of 5 stars. So I guess, we'll see. It's leading to Asuka taking on Becky Lynch for the Raw Women's title at the Royal Rumble. I think that Becky's going to finally beat Asuka and continue her long reign as champion. And then Shayna Baszler is going to come in. She's going to debut at the Royal Rumble in the Women's Royal Rumble. Win the Women's Royal Rumble. Go to WrestleMania. Beat Becky for the belt at WrestleMania. And then she starts her nice long run with the belt. And I don't think anybody can beat Shayna Baszler. I think Shayna might have another year reign. She's had almost a 1.5 year reign with the NXT title, and then Rhea Ripley beat her. Who's to say that when she wins the Raw Women's title that she's going to go on a nice little run with the belt? Because I'd love to see her and Asuka go at it, but, Asuka and Kairi Sane might be leaving the WWE soon. It's really not doing anything with them. Except, they're just giving Asuka a title shot just because Kairi's hurt. When Kairi is finally medically cleared to wrestle again, going to lose those women's tag team belts, probably to, I don't know, they might lose them to Sonya Deville and Mandy Rose, or Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross. But we'll see what happens with that there. So, short, simple, to the point, 2.5 out of 5 stars. pretty good promo, and we'll see what happens with Becky Lynch and Asuka next week on the program. And that's it. All right. After that, we get to squash match number 2 and 3. First one is Aleister Black taking on an indie jobber, probably Create a Pro or Wrestle Pro, somewhere in Des Moines, Iowa. Basically, Aleister Black won this match in 35 seconds. Hits a kick, then the V trigger, then right into Black Mass, finishes it off. 1, 2, 3. Match gave 1 out of 5 stars. And then Buddy Murphy comes out, and he's like, well, anything you can do, I can do better. He takes on another enhancement talent. I think his name was Joe D'Arosa. I don't know what his name was. Beats him in 30 seconds. Now they have a handshake, a little code of honor. He hits the V trigger, and then Murphy's Law, that's it. So he gets the win. I gave that 1 out of 5 stars. Then after that, they have a stare down. And then Buddy goes to leave, and then he turns around and gets hit with Black Mass for his troubles. So we're gonna get a rematch of their match at TLC next week on the program. Should be good. Another match between these great strikers. I wouldn't be surprised if Buddy Murphy gets the win here, and then they have a third match at the Royal Rumble. But I got fucking allergies up my ass right now. So we'll see what happens with that. So I gave that both of them 1 out of 5 stars. I didn't really give anything about the aftermath. I didn't care about that. So it is what it is. So we move on from there. All right, then we go to a promo from Rey Mysterio, Booyaka Booyaka, the United States Champion. He puts over Seth Rollins and says he's looking forward to the match. Says he has to deal with the AOP as well, and they made a big mistake not finishing him off last week, and he says he's going to retain his belt, which may or may not happen. We'll see what happens with that as we go on. So I gave that 2.25 out of 5 stars, and that was pretty much it for that. All right, then we go back to the arena with our next match. Ricochet taking on the premier athlete Tony Nese. Get some airtime on Raw since he was in NXT for a little bit. Another quick match, like 2.5-minute match. They went back and forth. Picked up the pace a little bit. These fires back, slams him over the ropes, and the springboard moonsault falls from near fall. Then he starts some rest holds where Ricochet escapes and attacks him and hits a Hurricane Rana. And then an Insiguri falls when Nese cuts off the springboard move that Ricochet was about to hit. And Tony Nese looked like he was going for a move with his knee. Ricochet cuts him off. Then he hits the recoil. 1, 2, 3. That's it. So Ricochet gets the win. So match he gave 2 out of 5 stars. Was what it was. There's a lot of rumors going around that Ricochet might win the Royal Rumble and face Brock Lesnar. No, I do not want that. I do not want Ricochet even near the WWE title. No, leave him away from that. Let him go for the US title. Get him far away from the main event picture. No, I do not want Brock Lesnar and Ricochet in one of the main events at the biggest pay-per-view of them all, WrestleMania 36. I do not want to see that. It'll make me vomit. Uncontrollably vomit. Let Brock face somebody like, I don't know, a lot of people saying Edge, but I don't want that. I don't want to see that. It really should be Bobby Lashley. Why not Bobby Lashley? Or maybe Drew McIntyre. I don't know how McIntyre will get the title shot unless he wins the Elimination Chamber. That's the only way I can see Drew McIntyre getting the title shot and Bobby Lashley getting the title shot. If they get put in the Elimination Chamber, they win it. I really don't. There's an outside chance they can win the Royal Rumble, but there's so many rumors going around. Who's going to win the Royal Rumble? Could be a guy from NXT, like the Velveteen Dream, or somebody from Raw or SmackDown. Because the sure ain't going to be Roman Reigns. Hopefully. But, they can change plans all the way up till the night of the Royal Rumble. So, we get that. Blah, blah, blah. Blah, 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 blah. Alright, after that, we get to our next match. Charlotte Flair taking on Chelsea Green, otherwise known as Laurel Van Ness from TNA. She's been in NXT. She had a couple matches. They're on like the pre-show or something like. Not the pre-show, but I haven't seen her on NXT TV in a while. Not the last month and a half of watching NXT TV. So we haven't really seen her on TV. So, but she's on TV now on the Raw, facing Charlotte Flair. She gets an intro video package. We see what she's all about. You see a little couple of matches from NXT. Like that. So she faces Charlotte. Match was alright. It was another quick match, a little 4-minute match. Pretty much back and forth. Charlotte slaps her, follows with some kicks. Chelsea cuts her off and curb stomps him into the turnbuckle. Ow. Goes for a near fall. Then she has a basement dropkick. She starts choking Charlotte out and grounding and pounding on her a little bit. Charlotte comes back, follows up with some woo chops. And then they start countering each other. Charlotte hits a big boot and then knocks in the figure 4 into the figure 8 and finishes off Chelsea Green via submission. So match was okay. It wasn't bad. I gave it 2 out of 5 stars. And that's all I gotta say about that. And we move on. Alright, then we see R-Truth chasing Akira Tozawa. He runs into Santa, and he stops him. He teases gifts for them. Then he pins Akira Tozawa to win the 24/7 title. And you know that was coming too, right? And yeah, that's all I gotta say about that. I mean, last year Santa got ran over by Alberto Del Rio. Not last year, a few years back. But Santa's had a rough going of it as of late. On Monday Night Raw or SmackDown. With Santa, just getting beat up by different people. It's just bad. Not like the Attitude Era when Santa, who was played by Mick Foley, got beat up all the time by Stone Cold. I got a Christmas present for you right here. What? Stone Cold Steve Austin gonna drink some Budweisers? What? Whatever. Anyway, so we get that. So I gave that 2 out of 5 stars, blah, blah, blah. So Santa's the new 24/7 champion. We'll see what happens with that. Get more of this crap, but it is what it is. Alright, then we get another Liv Morgan video package. This time she's just in her bathrobe playing with her hair. So the Liv Alina, I guess you can call it, like the Emelina crap continues on. I don't know how long this is gonna last. Probably another 6 months, like what Emelina did. And they bring her out in this supposed new look, and then Emma's gone. She got released by the WWE. She goes to Ring of Honor. She goes to other indie feds and turns up in Ring of Honor. Has a couple of matches, and don't see her in Ring of Honor anymore. Then she goes into TNA. Has maybe 1 or 2 matches in TNA. Though I don't know if she's still with TNA. So I don't know what's going on with Tenille Dashwood, Emma, whatever you want to call her. So yeah, so they're doing they're basically doing the same freaking angle with Liv Morgan. And I don't know how long this is going to take. If it's going to take another couple weeks or a month or months. So Yeah. If it doesn't go to her coming back as Liv Morgan or like a new look Liv Morgan, maybe she should come back as Sister Abigail, but that's just my opinion. And a bunch of other people's opinions, but yeah, we get that, and we'll see what happens with that. And we'll move on from there. Alright, then we get to a six-man tag team match. The OC, Gallows and Anderson, and the phenomenal AJ Styles taking on the Viking Raiders, a War Machine, Ivar and Eric and Ivar, and Randy Orton and his monotonous voice! This was a pretty good match. Probably the longest match of the night. And, the ongoing saga with Gallows and Anderson and the Viking Raiders over the tag team belts. Gallows and Anderson won last week. So we'll see what happens with them. They might get a tag title shot at the Royal Rumble. And then might see Randy Orton and AJ Styles at the Royal Rumble. We'll see. Maybe they'll do double duty and be in the Royal Rumble. They're going to have 10 stars from Raw, 10 stars from Raw, 10 stars from SmackDown, and 10 stars from NXT. So, go figure who's going to win that match. And we see that. So, like I said, the match was okay. It's also with Ivar and Carl Anderson. Ivar overpowers him. And he tags in Eric, follows up with a slam. They're double teaming Carl Anderson for a while. And Anderson cuts him off as the OC begin to take control. He tags in Luke Gallows, follows with some strikes. AJ comes in, works him over in the corner. And then they start isolating Ivar for a while. AJ comes in. Eric gets the hot tag. He dumps Carl Anderson, fights off AJ, and then Orton comes in. And he's kind of limping. He's kind of, I don't know if he had that leg injury last week when he got put in the calf crusher. So he's a little bit he's not 100%. So that kind of figured into the match. Comes in, then he gets dumped to the floor, and he starts favoring the knee as we go to break. We come back. The OC starts beating up on Randy Orton with AJ grounding and pounding him. He attacks the knee, but Orton counters into a suplex. Gets the hot tag to Eric. He runs wild on the OC. Ivar joins in. They double team Gallows and Anderson. They hit Thor's hammer for a near fall as Gallows makes the save. And it all breaks down. Everybody's in the ring. AJ hits a drop kick. And then Orton tries for the RKO. Styles cuts him off. And Carl Anderson comes in. He gets RKO'd for his troubles. And then Gallows attacks. AJ's on the apron. Then he comes in with a phenomenal forearm right to Randy Orton's face. 1, 2, 3. The OC pick up the victory. Match was pretty decent. I gave it 2.5 out of 5 stars. And pretty good match, AJ focusing on the injured leg of Orton throughout the match. Well, that might come into play in their next encounter or happens next week on Raw. And you continue the Gallows and Anderson War Machine Viking Raiders feud over the tag team belts. But we'll see what happens from there. If they have a match at the Royal Rumble, I think Eric and Ivar will win, and then they'll probably have a match with the AOP, the WrestleMania. The AOP will win and hold the tag belts until somebody takes them off them. It probably won't be the Street Profits, but I don't know who it's gonna be. I think they're gonna hold them for a long time. We'll see what happens in 2020 tag team division on Raw and SmackDown. So the OC win. Match I gave 2.5 out of 5 stars. And that's pretty much it after that. After that, we get the final squash match of the evening. Eric Rowan against a enhancement talent. Didn't get his name. This match was weird and kind of boring. We had this guy who looked like the illegitimate son of Christopher Daniels. Offer the guy's like, I don't want to fight you. Here's a candy cane. He's like, and he starts backing off. And then he offers him a bunch of candy canes. Then he tries to look into the cage to see what's in the cage. Ron's like, "Well, fuck you, man!" Grabs him, beats the crap out of him, hits a crossbody, and then the Iron Claw slam. 1, 2, 3. Kiss your mom, and then goodbye. That was it. 2 minutes and 20 seconds of pure, unadulterated filler crap. So Eric Rowan gets the win. I don't know when we're gonna find out what's in the what's in the cage. I mean, we got a segment where he's talking into the cage. We see what have a camera inside the cage, which I thought was pretty cool. Like Eric Rowan had a clothesline pin, so I'm thinking it's a skunk. That's what I'm thinking it might be. It could be a skunk. It could be a snake. It could be a possum. I don't know what the hell it is. Well, I eventually think we're gonna find out in the next coming weeks what this thing is, and we'll see what happens with that. Hopefully, it's something interesting, like the days of Jake the Snake Roberts with the snake, and other assorted animals they had in back in the 80s with Frankie, the parrot, and Matilda the dog, the bulldog, well, the British bulldogs. And that was basically it. We didn't really see any animals on Raw or SmackDown for that matter, or Raw pay-per-view. We had that one thing with Stephanie's dog, and then that got ran over by the limousine while Triple H was trying to take care of it. We had that. I don't think we've had any dogs or anything, a match or anything. That stupid Kennel from Hell match with I think it was Al Snow and Al Snow and the Big Boss Man. I think it was at I don't even know what pay per view was that. It was sometime in the 90s during the Attitude Era. That was an embarrassment. Probably worse than the Punjabi prison matches that happened. That was bad. The Kennel from Hell, probably the worst match I've ever seen. I thought that the dogs would rip them to shreds, but they just started taking dumps outside the ring. Just a big waste of time. Good lord. I don't even want to relive that. Forget that. So who knows what's in the box, in the cage, but we'll see what happens as we move on to 2020. That's it. So I gave that match a dud. I didn't really give two shits about it. So we move on. All right, then we see Santa trying to run away from. He's tired of running. He gets pinned by R-Truth. So Truth wins the belt for, I believe, the 24th time. I lost count. And I think the announcers lost count too. So then John Cone tells him basically, I've had enough, go home. And then he leaves. And then Truth and Cesaro call a truce and they head for a night out on the town. So Truth gets his belt back. The damn freaking you. So I gave that 1.5 out of 5 stars, and that was basically it. And we move on from there. Then we go back to the arena in Des Moines, where we see Alexander Rusev. Oh, I can't say it. Can't say it anymore. So Rusev cuts a promo talking about the wedding of Lana and Lashley next week. Says he was screwed at TLC, and he's kind of pissed off about it, but he's going to do something about it. With Lana marrying Bob Lashley is a punishment. So we'll see what happens with that. I still think he's gonna ruin the wedding. I don't think it's gonna be a fairy tale wedding like we've seen in WWE for the past God knows how long years. I still think the best wedding of them all was Bertha Faye and Harvey Wippleman, or what was it? And Uncle Earl or whatever. I forget. It was Uncle Earl and Bertha Faye back in the 80s during the golden era. Then they had Macho Man Randy Savage and the beautiful Elizabeth. Oh yeah, at SummerSlam 88, I believe it was. Match made in heaven, match made in hell, when it was Hogan and Sergeant Slaughter in a guerrilla warfare match. That was a bad match. Then later you get Stephanie and Triple H getting married. Well, fake getting married. They went to Vegas and got married. That wasn't really a wedding. Then you had Stephanie McMahon and Test, which ended really badly. Then you had Stephanie and Triple H renewing their vows, and then Triple H finding out that Stephanie lied about being pregnant. You had that. Then you had Kane and Lita, which ended really badly. Edge and you had Edge and Vicky Guerrero, that ended really badly. I think you had there was another one. I can't remember it. But, all weddings don't always go as planned. So I think this is going to be another train wreck of a wedding. So we'll see what happens with that. Oh yeah, there was one with Billy and Chuck that ended badly. The supposed first ever gay wedding. That ended badly. I think there was another one where I think Eric Bishop was the minister, and he was covered under like a mask, like he dressed up as a minister and he took off the thing, and it was him, and then he I think he kissed Stephanie McMahon or something like that back in the Ruthless Aggression era. It was that one. But yeah, like I said, this storyline is going to continue, and it's getting disgusting, getting pathetic. And we'll see what happens next week with that. I think it's going to end with Rusev ruining the wedding, probably putting Bobby Lashley through a table or doing something, or like very disrupting the wedding and doing some stupid thing. And we'll see what happens with that. So Rusev comes out and he cuts the promo, and then he gets into a match with Jose. And he said 4 squash matches, right? Count this one as number 5. This match lasted 30 seconds. And Rusev wins with a Machka kick. Jose is dancing in the fucking ring. And then Rusev's like, fuck this. Machka kick is over. So 1, 2, 3 match. I gave a dud. 0. A crappy match that wasn't needed. Then afterwards, Rusev goes outside. He starts dancing with the conga line. 2 of the women start kissing him. So maybe he picked up a date from the conga line. I don't know. He seemed to like it. And you? I think who was on the conga line. And who was, I think most of them are from like NXT or something like that. Like the Performance Center scrubs or something like that. It is what it is, and yeah. This fucking show sucks. Alright, then after that, we get another interview with Charlie Caruso, Seth Rollins. He comments on the main event between him and Mysterio, and he says he's going to beat Ray, win the title, and establish his dominance. So we'll see what happens with that. So I give that 2.25 out of 5 stars. So we get to the main event for the United States title. We had Seth Rollins against Rey Mysterio. Not a bad match. We had the AOP at ringside. And they brawl the bell. Seth takes control early. Ray comes back with an inside cradle for a near fall. Falls up with a head scissors and then goes for a 619. Seth grabs him, sends him into the ring post shoulder first. Dumps him to the floor. As we go to break, we come back. Seth's still in control. Looking over the shoulder of Ray. Ray counters a move and Hurricanrana's Seth to the floor. Falls it up with a sunset bomb to the barricade. And they go back in. Here's a seated senton. Falls up with a DDT. And He goes, and then Ray goes for a move. Seth counters with a buckle bomb. Then he has a super kick, comes from near fall. He battles back with a Hurricane Rana, hits the 619, and looked like to win the match, but then the AOP attack him, causing a disqualification. So it kind of ruined a pretty decent match. So I gave the match 2.25 out of 5 stars. So you kind of knew this was going to happen, that Seth was going to either win with help from the AOP or get disqualified with the help of AOP. So we got that. So like I said, 2.25 out of 5 stars. Afterwards, the AOP beating down Ray, drag him all the way up the ramp and to the commentary table. Vic Joseph and Jerry the King Lawler leave, but Samoa Joe stays in his seat and he refuses to move. And it looked like the AOP were about to beat up Samoa Joe, but then Seth comes in and backs him off. And then Joe's ready to fight. And then Seth's like, no, I don't want to fight you. But then he turns his back to AOP to finish him off. They beat up Joe, they beat him down, and then they put him through the announce table. And that's pretty much it for that. So it's kind of a way to write off Joe. Joe's coming back from his thumb injury. He had a pretty decent couple weeks on commentary. But, it was his time to leave. I don't know who they're going to get a third person to join them again. We'll have to see next week. It's not going to be Dio Madden, because Dio Madden's going to be in NXT, working in NXT, gearing up for maybe a run on NXT or something. I don't know. But I see Joe coming back next week, probably forming an alliance with Kevin Owens against the AOP and Seth Rollins. Putting Rey Mysterio in there. They may have a 6-man tag team match next week. Or the week after that. The first Raw of the new year. So we'll see. And, yeah, that's pretty much it. So Joe's going to get his revenge next week. And that's pretty much it. So I gave the Aftermath 2.5 out of 5 stars. And that's all I got to say about that. So, thank you for watching this video. I know it's a little bit long. I apologize for that. But always kind of meh. So, I gave it a meh right down the middle. Another 5 out of 10 stars like I did last week. So, 5 out of 10 stars for Raw. See what happens next week on the show with Lana and Russo getting married. We'll see if Samoa Joe gets his revenge on the AOP and Seth Rollins. We'll see what Kevin Owens has to say about that. And some more on the final Raw of the year, the New Year's Eve edition of Monday Night Raw, the New Year's edition of Raw, whatever you want to call it. And that's it. Then we got the final SmackDown this Friday night with Daniel Bryan taking on Miz and King Corbin for the #1 contendership to Bray Wyatt's title at the Royal Rumble. See who wins that. I think it's gonna be Daniel Bryan, but we'll see. We got some other stuff happening on SmackDown as well. So that's it. And you all got NXT on Wednesday. It's just gonna be some matches from the Barclays Center. It's not really gonna be a new it's gonna be a new episode, but it's just gonna be like a Christmas episode with a couple of matches and that's it. Nothing big. Not a 2-hour. I don't think it's gonna be a 2-hour show, unless they put in a lot of stuff from last week from Rhea Ripley winning the women's title, and then Adam Cole beating Finn Balor, and the return of Johnny Gargano. Or they have like a recap show of the past year. To have that. We'll see what happens with that. Because January 1st, they come back with a new show. I believe a new show. And AEW's coming back with a new show, their homecoming show in Jacksonville. We get that. Moxley joins the Inner Circle. So going into 2020, got a lot of things on our plate. We're gonna see what WWE has to offer in 2020, AEW and NXT, and Raw and SmackDown. Like I said, lots of things happening coming into 2020 as we lead into 2020 with the Royal Rumble, the UK pay-per-view, the NXT UK pay-per-view, NXT Takeover Blackpool 2. You got NXT When Worlds Collide, NXT versus NXT UK. I think it's on Royal Rumble weekend. I'm not exactly sure on that. We got that. Wrestle Kingdom 14, 2-day event, January 4th, January 5th, and then New Year's Dash on January the 6th. And then you got TNA's pay-per-view Hard to Kill. I think the first week, I think it's January the 12th, I believe. And then January the 24th, you got the next NWA pay-per-view. I believe it's called I don't even remember what it's called. I don't know what I gotta look up what the NWA pay-per-view is gonna be called. So we got that. I think it's gonna be Marty Scurll and Nick Aldis for the NWA World Title. See what happens with that. Got the TV title. I think it's gonna be actually presented and given out. We got qualifying matches coming up on NWA Power next couple weeks. I got to watch this week's episode actually, so I'm gonna get that. And that's pretty much it. So thank you for watching. Leave your questions and comments down below in the comment section of this video. Subscribe to this channel. Subscribe to all my other channels down below. Follow me on Twitter. Follow me on Facebook. Send your questions via Facebook or Twitter as well. And that's pretty much it. So thank you for watching this video. I'll be back. I'll do a little Christmas video tomorrow afternoon before I go to my parents' house for Christmas Eve and my birthday. So happy birthday to me. And that's pretty much it. So send your well wishes down below or via Facebook and Twitter. Gladly accept them, and thank you very much. And basically that's pretty much it. So thank you for watching. Merry Christmas, everybody. Ho, ho. And that's it. So thank you for watching. I'm out. Peace, bitches.